this down. Write down 11. Write down an 11. A 1, 1. Write down 11. 11 weeks have passed since the 1st of January. 11 weeks have passed since the 1st of January. And in the first few weeks of January, we worked on our business plans, and we worked on what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish, what activities we were going to do for the year. So here's the question. Are you where you plan to be so far in the first 11 weeks? Are you where you plan to be in the first 11 weeks? Listings taken, properties pending, sales made. Are you happy with the effort that you've put forth? You know, 11 weeks ago, you guys worked on your business plans. You lined things out. You said, I'm going to talk to this many people. I'm going to go see this many doors. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And get these results for it. Are you happy with your production? Are you happy where you are? Are you happy with your effort? Are you happy with your production? So let me ask you a question. $190,000 is what it takes to become a Centurion agent. This last weekend, we had an event, which we do every year, for our Centurion agents. It was a great event, wonderful. Talked to any of the agents that were Centurions and went. It was terrific. Great job, a lot of celebration. I have a number in mind of the more Centurions. We ended up with 22 Centurions for 2011. I think there's at least 10 more of you out there where you earn at least $190,000 and above to qualify for that prestigious award. If you think you're one of those people, on the back of your card, I want you to write down just the word Centurion and hand me the card at the end of the sales meeting. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. In looking at this group of great people, some of them, they're pretty consistently, I was kind of trying to analyze what makes them tick. Why are these people different from these people who are different from those people? What's the difference? Guys still put their pants on the same way. Gals still put their dresses on the same way. Women get their nails done. Men get their hair cut. They drive. Nobody drives the same car. Nobody lives in the same city. You know, but there are certain commonalities of these people that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about. In studying top producers, in studying what makes great agents great, what makes top producers, I've learned a few things. And here's a question, or here's a thought. If someone has achieved more than you, it's not usually because they're better or smarter than you. Write that down. If someone has achieved more than you, it is not usually because they are better or smarter than you. What I found is that they have usually found a strategy, a system to follow. And then when they work this system, this strategy that works for them, and they do this every day, every week, every month, every year, they end up with these results. Now, they tweak it from time to time. They polish it from time to time. They make it better. They're always trying to learn. But it's because they found this strategy. Now, maybe someone told them the strategy. Maybe they had a mentor in their life that said, if you do this and this and this, you can get this. Maybe they read it in a book. Here's a question. Struck me. Since January 1st, how many books have you read? How many tapes have you listened to? Because if you're not reading books, and you're not listening to tapes, you can't grow. It won't happen. Because you are the sum total of the people you know and the things that you've done, and the only way to change that going forward is through reading, tapes, knowledge, seminar. It's the only way you can change it. So I wrote down here, the system isn't a secret. System's not a secret. There are many, many systems. In golf, there's a certain system. In football, there's a certain system. In baseball, there's a certain system. Last night on 2020, I watched Carl Icahn, who is a corporate raider, calls himself an activist now, but basically he's a corporate raider. And over the last 45 years, he has a formula that he has for making money. Right now, he's down a little bit. He in 2010, he had $14 billion. In 2011, he only had $13 billion. Okay? Corporate raider. Grew up in far Rockaway, New York. A nothing town in a nothing neighborhood of New York. $14 billion. Another guy, Eli Broad, started building houses, had a formula for building houses. This is what he was going to do. Then he saw, well, wait a minute, building houses, there's money in building houses, but there's real money in owning insurance companies. So he went out and bought this little company called Sun Insurance, I'm not sure what he paid for it, but it was in 1971, a couple $1 billion, I think, for this insurance company. In 1991 or 92, he sold it for $18 billion. Okay? It's a formula. It's a strategy for success that these people are working on. It doesn't take a college degree to follow the formulas. Not for us. Doesn't take it. Let me just say it this way. If I can do this, you can do this. If I can make this happen, I can make a great living at this business, you can do this. Remember that thought. So I wanted to write down, just take a few minutes here, and let's talk about some of the commonalities of some of these great agents. First of all, they're better trained. They understand the importance of spending time learning. There's about 16 points I'm going to go through really quickly here.
You understand the importance of...
They're better trained. They understand the importance of spending time learning. I asked a question, how many books have you read since January 11th? Or since January 1st, excuse me. It's all about reading. It's all about learning. How much time, effort, and energy have you done that? Number two, these great agents, these centurions within our organization, focus on their goals. They completely focus on the things that they want. They have crystal clear direction and crystal clear purpose in their life. They know what they want from the year. They know what they want to buy. They know how much money it's going to take. Now these people also, point number 3 is, they have a high desire to achieve. They are driven to success. They will not be denied. If you look around at our Centurion agents, you know what I'm talking about. They will not be denied. They work hard, they're focused, they're consistent, and they will not be denied. I wrote down number 4. They have discipline. They get up early to do their job, and they do what they say they're going to do when they're going to do it. They have discipline. I wrote down here, they do the things they have to do even when they don't want to. So here's a question. Has there ever been a time, let's say since January 1st of this year, where there was something you should be doing, but you didn't do it because you didn't want to do it? Has there ever been a time like that? Why? You want to be a superstar, you want to be rich, You want to have lots of property. You want to be able to do those kinds of things, and yet you're not doing the activities that you need to be doing on a daily, weekly basis. I wrote down here, they have the courage to do what they don't like to do. Do you think I wanted to get up this morning and get in my car and get in traffic and come down here and talk to you? You're dreaming. I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but there are some days I'd rather not do it. But the professional in me, the person that says, I need to be there to help you get what you want so that I can get the things that I want, says that I've got to get up at 5:15 in the morning. It's dark. It's cold. You got to get on that stupid treadmill and the exerciser. You got to pump the weight. By the way, when I got into the gym this morning, there was no one there but me. Okay? No one. Just me. Would have been really easy for me to just shut it down and go back into the apartment, and it's warm, it's nice, it's comfortable. But that wasn't an option. You get this? See, you can't let those things be options. I wrote down here, they have a strong commitment to learning how to handle objections. January 1st, 2011, we have 35 or 40 objections that we as a company can work on learning on any day, any given week. How many have you learned so far since the 1st of January? When will you learn them? Do you think they're important? I wrote down here, they have the willingness to get out of their comfort zones. They get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Write that down. To get out of your comfort zone, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I wrote down here, number 9, they replace old habits with new productive ones. I made a little note. Yes, previewing property is boring, but they do it anyway. Previewing property is boring. I get it. Learning your script and dialogue can be boring. I get it. But they do it anyway and work on getting better every day, every week, every month. How about you? Next thought is, they have a detailed plan and they follow it. They have a detailed plan for getting what needs to be done. Whether it's learning scripts and dialogues, whether it's previewing property, there's a detailed plan. Each of you, in the first week or two of January, worked on your detailed plan. So here's a question. How many of you, if I was to give you $50 for every detailed plan you bring me in the next 2 minutes, how much money would I have to spend right now? Now, all of you did the planning in the first or second week of January, right? Say yes.
Yes.
So if I said to you, produce the plan, and I'll give you $50, who could take me up on the deal? Oh, I'm going to start crying. I think I'm going to be nauseous. Okay. I'm moving right along here. I wrote down here, they practice consistently. They practice consistently. Practice, drill, and rehearse. Practice, drill, and rehearse. The objections are still the same. I shared with you my very first transactions 40 plus years ago in Northwest Whittier on Beverly Drive was a for sale by owner. I stopped. I went and knocked on the door. I asked if I could do a presentation. Yes, they said. We sat down. I gave them a presentation, nothing like we do today. Guess what the objection was 44 years ago?
Pay the commission.
They don't want to pay the commission. 44 years ago, my first appointment was a for sale by owner, and they didn't want to pay the commission. Fast forward to today. You go on a listing appointment with a for sale by owner. What's the odds that they're going to want to not pay the commission? Pretty high or pretty low?
Pretty high.
Pretty high. Should we work on learning the scripts? Are they the same? They haven't changed. They haven't changed. 44 years later, they still don't want to pay the commission. By the way, I have a prediction. They call me Nostradamus. I think 44 years from now, the for sale by owners are still not going to want to pay the commission. Okay, so you should write that down, and we'll talk about it 44 years from now, okay? Some of you that will learn the scripts and dialogues will be able to tackle it today, head on. You don't want to pay the commission? Fantastic. Let me show you how that's going to work against you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and you sit down and boom, go right into that. But you know it. If you don't know it and they say, I don't want to pay the commission, what do? Oh, okay, how much will you pay? I wrote down here, top agents, part of the plan is they maximize the use of their time. They get what's supposed to be done during the time it's supposed to get done. They maximize the use of their time. When they are at work, they are working. When they are home, they're with the family at home. They're not at home worried they should be working, and when they're at work, they're not at work worried that they're not taking care of the family at home. If I could get you to get that, when you're working, work like a dog. And then you turn the key off, go home and spend time with your family and friends. And then when you're done with that, your schedule says you're supposed to be back to work, you go back to work and you work like a dog. And that's how you create the balance in this life. But if you're sitting at home, nervous and turning your stomach that maybe I should be on this open house, or maybe I should have, I didn't door knock this week, now I feel bad because I didn't door knock, so I really should be going out on Saturday and doing that. And you told the kids you were going to go take them on a picnic, but no, you can't do that because you didn't do what you're supposed to do Monday through Friday, so you need to be out door knocking on Saturday. The kids are mad at you, mom's mad, it's a mess. Don't do this. Superstars don't do this. Top agents don't do this. This is not part of that strategy. I wrote down here, they have a protective attitude, not just a positive attitude. It's one thing to be positive. It's another to be productive. They have a productive attitude, not just a positive attitude. When they're there at the appointment, they're there to get the deal. When they're prospecting, they're there to get a lead. When they're on follow-up, they're there to set an appointment. That's their job. That's the productivity. And I wrote down here, they set deadlines and don't quit on them. They set deadlines and don't quit on them. This is one of the commonalities between superstars and all the others. And the last thought there is they're always looking for ways to expand their thinking. They're always looking for ways to expand their thinking. So I wrote down, this week matters. Write it down. This week matters. Interestingly enough, we all have 160 hours in the week. 168. Write it down. All of us have the same 168. So in that 168, some people get more done than others, right? Say yes. Yes. What are you going to get done in this week's 168 hours? When you look around and you see the Eli Broads of the world, and you talk to the Carl Icahns of the world, the sports stars of the world who spend time, effort, and energy. We've got a lot of people right now practicing for the Olympics. Right now are spending hours and hours and hours and hours a day practicing for their gig in the Olympics, doing what it takes every single day. But they have the same 168 hours in their week as we do. Think about that. The same exact 168 hours. Some people achieve an enormous amount in those hours, and some do little more than eat or sleep in those same 168. Which are you? The enormous amount accomplished, or the sleep and eat? Which group? What will you do this week different to change your life? The strategy is in front of us. We work a 5-5-10. How many of those will you do this week? How many blitz classes will you show up to? How many doors will you knock? Here's a question. Here's an interesting question. I challenge you. Tomorrow in Walnut, blitz starts at 8:30, goes to 7 o'clock at night. Okay? Stay the whole day. Don't quit. Stay the whole day. Do the job. Do the whole blitz. You'll get an hour and a half of practice, role play in. You'll get 8 hours of prospecting in, and you'll get lunch. Free lunch. It's a great day. Change your life. Just do that tomorrow. And then let's see how great the end of the week's going to be. Now let's go out and make it happen. Thank you.